Flosstube, this is Bernie from Hooking and Stitching. It's Monday the 15th of March now, so we're halfway through March. It's a nice-ish day, it's not raining, which is a nice change. And I'm here to bring you another Flosstube update. This is Flosstube number 3. So just to let you know, if you're new here, this is a channel mostly about cross stitching and my journey with stitching and the work that I'm doing and things that I plan on doing, things that I may show previous finishes at some point. And I also chuck a bit of crochet in there too, because I'm quite well known as a crocheter. I crochet under the name Little Grey Hook, and I'm on Instagram under Little Grey Hook and Facebook under Little Grey Hook. So I've got a little bit of crochet to show you a bit later on. So just a quick life update. You can see I'm at a different location today. I'm in my living room. My husband's currently above me, working in our bedroom, working from home, and the kids are at school, which is brilliant. They've settled into school fantastically, no complaints. They've gone straight back. My son actually got Star of the Week this week, or last week on Friday, and yeah, couldn't be happy with how well they've settled in, which is great. I'm still on flexible furlough, so I'm only going into the office once a week, although I did say I was going to film on Friday just gone. My boss gave me a call and said, can you come to work? Can you come into the office? We're a bit short staffed. So I couldn't say no, I'm doing a Flosstube video. So I went into the office on Friday, so that's why I'm filming now on Monday. Right, so we'll get into the WIPs. I've worked on all the full coverage this past fortnight. I have done a little bit of the smalls, but yeah, all 3 full coverages are going to come and show you some progress on them. So we're going to start with the favourite, My Darling by Heaven and Earth Designs, artwork by Elena. This is my gorgeous ragdoll cat piece. Ignore the grid lines, I put those on myself when I first started, but I've since got pattern keeper and things, so I don't need to do it. I don't need to use this as a reference anymore. I shall show a picture of what it looked like last time. You can see I was working on all the sort of the white colours to the side down here. And this final page down here, effective page 13 that would be. And here it is now. So she's the big one. Let's get her unwound. So I can still see you. So there we are, that's My Darling. So first thing that I did with this when I got it out on rotation was to park the last of the part threads that were hanging here, and then I was getting a bit fed up of all the waist knots that were all hanging down on this side. It was driving me a little bit nuts because I don't generally use waist knots anymore if I can help it. It's just a way I did stitch previously, but I'm not doing that now. So I weaved in all the waist knots, I turned my frame over and pulled them all through and weaved them all in. And then I worked on filling in down here on the chin. So that's most of the dark colours now going in. And then I did a bit more work over here filling in, and most of this is done now over here. There's just the odd stitch that needs to go in, but she's looking fantastic. I did try and work out if I could get this finished this year, because I thought, it's not far from a finish, I'm sure I could do it. With 9 months left of the month, I've still got about 30,000 stitches. It worked out, when I worked it out, I'd got about just over 3,500 stitches a month if I want to finish that this year. So I'm not totally sure that's going to happen. I worked on this one for 3 days, this rotation. I actually wanted to do it a bit more, but this past weekend I've just not stitched at all. I haven't had time. I've just been so busy, and I've been riding the horses and things, and they're back in the stables because the weather's been really awful, so we've been mucking out and things like that. So over the 3 days, sorry for my notes just down here, I did 1,356 stitches, which I don't think is too bad. That's more than 400 a day, isn't it, on a full coverage? And that's 18 counts, 2 over 1, full stitches, full crosses. So yeah, that's not bad going for 3 days, 1356 stitches, I don't think. So pleased with that. She's plugging along, but yeah, I'm kind of coming to the conclusion that I probably won't finish it this year, which is a shame because I would like to. And in May this year she's coming up for her 3rd anniversary, because I started it for America's Mother's Day. I bought the chart in the sale that Michelle often has for Mother's Day in the States. Yesterday was Mother's Day here in the UK. It was the 14th of March, but yeah, over in the States I know that you have it in May, and Michelle often has a sale. I think I got that chart at 50% off, which was nice. I'm sorry if my eyes are just wandering. Darcy. Yes, Darcy. You talking to me? She's looking at the patio doors at the moment. She wants to go out, and she's not going out, are you? Because she's an indoor cat. So she's supposed to be anyway. So right, let's get rid of that one. So next, who have we got next? Next we've got Unicorn Spring by David Penfound, which is that one. I'm doing the mini version of this one, which is 285 stitches by 325 stitches. So here's a picture of what it looked like last time you saw it, and I'll have to apologise, I've not ironed it. I'll move my needle minder out of the way. So here it is now. So I went all over with this one. I know I did a lot of filling in around here because I know I've virtually finished the horn, and I did a lot of work over the top because I've actually reached the final edge now. That's as wide as it's going to be. If you can see that. So I worked in the tree at the top, filled in some more of the unicorn's face, and I'm just sort of plugging away at it. This one's 28 count, 2/1/2 stitch, so 10th stitch. So it goes a bit faster, which is nice. I've really seen that unicorn's face coming out now, that's really great. And then just to give you some stats, I worked on this for 3 days as well. And I did 2,688 stitches. So as you can see, because it's half stitch, technically, it supposedly goes twice as fast, and yeah, I have got virtually double the stitches into this as I managed to put into my darling, which is in the same amount of time. So that's great. Really pleased with how fast that's coming along. I'll have the first row of pages done soon. Although I'm not working on the pages because I'm in Pattern Keeper, I'm just sort of going on because you can see I've done some of the stitches further down. But yeah, happy with that. It's very pretty. My daughter's happy to see progress going in because it's going in her room when it's done. Right, so next is my last full coverage. So I'm trying not to rattle too much. Mini Mermaid at Sunset by Elena Lazareva. Is that how you say it, Lazareva? So that's that one. This one is 245 by 325, so very similar size to Mini Unicorn Spring, but I've had this one on the go a little bit longer. So here's a picture of what it looked like last time you saw it, and let's get the right way up. Here it is now. So you can see I didn't really work on the mermaid at all this time. I worked in the background and filled in a lot of the I can hold it with one hand, I can't, can I? But I filled in a lot down here on the background and a bit to the other side as well, because there's a lot of background on this piece, but it's such gorgeous colours you don't mind too much. And I worked on this one for 4 days and I got in 1,715 stitches. So I'm averaging just over 400 a day really, aren't I? Which is quite acceptable, I think. But yeah, she's coming along nicely. She's still got a fair bit to go, obviously. not told you about my percentages, have I? I'll get to that at the end and you'll see why. But yeah, very pleased with how she's coming along. And this one's 25 counts, 1 over 1 full crosses. So I've been like trying all the different methods. I think my favourite is the 28 count 2 over 1/10, and I think the next one I start will be in that fabric because it just goes so much faster. It's lovely. Very pleased with that. Mouthful of tea before it gets cold. I've been like running around tidying up, and I took the kids to school, and then I went food shopping, and then I had to put all that away and sort the washing machine out, rubbish out to the bins. I'm just running around, and I made myself a cup of tea, and it's just, yeah, going cold. So yeah, it's getting to the point where it might be quite unpleasant. Right, so I only worked on 4 projects for this whole fortnight. I was hoping to do more than that, but the other one that I worked on was Advent Animals by Brooks Books, and I'll put in a picture here of where I was last time. I was working on number 6, which is Cashmere Camel, and I'm pleased to say I got finished. Let's fold it. So there is Cashmere Camel, and I'm doing this in most of the called for DMC. There's the odd colour that I haven't got in my stash, so I've just subbed it for something that's similar. And then the borders on this one is actually a Steph Francis silk that I picked up at the Knitting and Stitching show at Alexandra Palace. And it's this gorgeous like rainbowy silk going all the way around. It's so nice to stitch with as well. Thoroughly recommend Steph Francis silks. I'm going to get some more of them because I'm going to need some more of this particular shade to do all of the Brooks Books animals. So that's the first 6 there on this page. I wish the bottom ones were slightly further down to make it a bit easier for what I want to do for finishing them, but I'm sure I can still manage it. It won't be a problem. So Katie Kitty was number 1. Is it Peter Polar Bear was number 2? I really can't remember the name of the mouse. Duncan Dog? Hattie Hedgehog, I think? Can't remember. And then that's definitely Cashmere Camel. So that's the first 6. And that was a Sage Even Weave by Zweigart, 28 count, and I'm doing it 2 over 2. So then I moved on to the next one, which number 7 was Pierre Penguin. Loose threads. And I got him finished as well. Let's just give it a bit of a fold. So there he is. Little Mr. Drunk Penguin with his cocktails. I can totally relate to him at Christmas time. Now this is a light blue 14 count Ada that I had in my stash, and I've got a piece big enough to do all the rest. It's, you know, it's plenty big enough. And if you can see, he fits nicely in one of those little folded squares, so when I can fit them all in a folded square, that'd be great. But I'm not convinced by the colour of the fabric, and I don't think it shows the snow. Those cocktail glasses are actually supposed to be backstitched in white, and I chose to do it in a light grey just so they'd show up a bit better. So I'm not sure, what do you think? Is it alright on this fabric? I'm like that, I don't know. This aid is very stiff, and I'm sort of, what else am I going to use it for? But yeah, does it show up well enough, the white? You can see the snow at the bottom. Let me know in the comments what you think, because I'm not convinced. I don't know. But I was so not convinced that I started the next one on a different piece of fabric. So I found some little offcuts of grey Ada, and I made a start on number 8. This is Pearl Pig. I haven't got the sheet with me. I think it's, yeah, Pearly Pig, Pearl Pig, Pearly Pig, something like that, number 8. And you can see what I've done there on her, and obviously the snow is showing up a lot better on this one. The white stitches against the grey fabric. So I've got enough of this fabric to do 4 of them. So I might do 4 on this fabric and then decide on whether I'm going to stick with the light blue or not. I'm not sure. Talking about the light blue, actually, I'll show you the white stitches. The penguin's body is completely in white stitches, and as most of us stitchers know, white stitches look awful, don't they? We hate them. But I remembered about a little tool I bought quite a while ago that I never seemed to use, and I got it out and I used it on this, and that's a trolley needle. Just one of these. You can see it. Is it focusing? And it's a type of laying tool. And what you do is, as you're stitching, you have this on your finger. I mean, I stitch with 2 hands. So as I'm stitching, I have my dominant hand underneath where I can't see because it's easier to guide, and then my less dominant, my left hand on the top. So I actually place this on my finger like that. And then as I'm putting the final stitch, the second arm of the stitch down, you run it over the trolley needle and you run it back and forth slightly, and it just separates the threads and makes them lay straight. I might have to do a bit of a tutorial or something with this. I first saw these on a Flosstuber who doesn't do Flosstube anymore, Carolyn Mazzeo, Australian stitcher, who's got some wonderful videos out. And if you ever want to learn how to do parking for Heaven and Earth designs and things like that, she's got some brilliant videos. I will link her channel down below. But yeah, sadly she doesn't do any more videos. So Carolyn, if you ever see this, please make some more videos. We love you. But she first introduced me to one of these, and I got this from Amazon, I think, but it did have to come from the States. So whether, I don't know what that's going to cost now, but it's just a a big needle, as you can see. But you hook it over your finger and you just use it to straighten out the thread. So yeah, I dug that out. I did all the white with that. So I do recommend one of those if you don't like how your white stitches lay. I don't worry too much about it on the Heaven and Earth designs because the stitches are so small and you don't look at them really closely. So I don't worry about it too much on those. But I think on these they're going to be a bit, people are going to be looking closer up at them. Now I wanted to get on to how I'm going to finish them. As you can see, they're all in, got my hair, they're all in these little boxes, and my plan was to do sort of like a flat fold finish, but I also want to do it as a bit of an advent calendar. So while I was in the range over Christmas, I picked up this, and I think it's just an 8x8 scrapbook. But my idea was that if I turn it inside out and perhaps attach a piece of ribbon along the bottom to stop it opening too wide, and then I want to mount them flat on each sheet, and then each day I can just, can't even get hold of it, flip it over to reveal the next day, and over to reveal the next day, and so on and so forth, because there's going to be 25 of them. There's plenty of sheets. I'm just worried about how thick it's going to be when I've done it. Hopefully it'll work. That I got, one with a really sturdy ring at the top, the ring binder type, and that's my idea for that. And I also picked up some 8x8 Christmassy scrapbooking papers to sort of back the paper on the back, and then I want to mount these on some mount board and stick it to them. That's my idea. I've not mounted any of them yet. I need to get some mount board and perhaps have a go, because I've got 7 of them done now. I could start. And yeah, then it's which way round do I do them? Do I have number 1 and then turn over so number 2's there, or do I have them sort of bring it forward and the next one's, I'm not sure, I'll work it out. But yeah, that's my plan for that. And I just went for the plain scrapbooking album, it's just this silver holographic, because I thought that goes with Christmassy stuff, doesn't it? But that can sort of, sit on the side, and we just turn them over to reveal them. So that's my idea for finishing those. So hopefully I'm going to get that done this year. That's the plan anyway. Again, how many do I need? I'm on number 8. I've done 7 of the 25, so I've got 18 to go, including number 8. And we've got 9 months, so I'm averaging 2 or 3 a month. Perhaps need to crack on with those a little bit more. Perhaps just give them an extra day or so each month, because I don't want to be, you know, in December finishing them before I put them on. They really need to be done by November, don't they? So 8 months. Okay, leave that with me. We'll see what we can do. Right, so that was all 4 WIPs, and I've got a little bit haul, which is nice. So I treated myself to, that's where I said this will come up in later, a little diary, just to keep track of what I'm stitching, because I was writing on scrap pieces of paper and writing down, like on where I keep track of pattern keep, how many stitches did I do each day, so I can add up at the end and things like that. So I got myself a little diary. I must admit, I thought this was going to be bigger. When it came, it's like, oh, it's tiny. It's got a cute little cat on the front. Look. And then yeah, I can just go to the right page and I can see what I stitched on that day, what the percentage was. I don't know if you can show my awful writing now, look. But for instance, like Mermaid at sunset, when I finished, that's at 38.68%, where it is now. So that's not too bad. My Darling's on 72.59%, so we're getting close to that 3/4 finished, which is wonderful. And Mini Unicorn Spring, she's at 22.76% done, so we're hitting the 1/4 mark on that one, which is nice. So yeah, that's myself. It's just off eBay, a couple of pounds, wasn't expensive. So I thought it might be a bit bigger, but it'll do. Just for what I want. So that just sort of sits on the side while I'm stitching, and when I open up Pattern Keeper, I just jot down what the starting stitches were and what the finishing stitches were and how many stitches I did each day, just to keep a little track of it, which is great. I also treated myself to a piece of fabric, and this is the first time I've ever bought any of this, and this is, I don't know if it's going to show, it's an opalescent. If you can see the twinkle in it. I don't know if you can see that. I can sort of see it. It's just a white, it's by Zweigart, a white 32 count, yeah, pearlescent even weave. It's a Murano, I think. But I got it from just off eBay, just a small piece, not massive. Cost me about £8, I think. Wasn't too bad, because I have a new start planned. And I've been wanting to start this for a while, and I've had the chart. Did I get it for my birthday last year? Or was it at Christmas? I can't remember. I've had the chart for ages. And the chart is, and I'm going to completely butcher this because I can't speak French. I did German at school. But it's Jardin Privé. Is that how you say it? And it's patchwork chats. But we're going to call it patchwork cats because that's the English. But it's a really cute little one of cats and little motifs, and yeah, I just thought it was really cute. But I'm thinking I want this in my bedroom, and those colours don't go with my bedroom's to-be colour scheme. We want to do our bedroom in I want to do our bedroom in whites, greys, and then blush pink. And I've chosen the blush, but I chose it before we even moved here. I like Dusted Fondant by Dulux. And my neighbour, very kindly, she painted her downstairs toilet in this particular colour. And when she'd finished with the paint, she said, I'm not going to use it anywhere else. So she's actually given us the paint. It's in the garage. But we've got plans. We want fitted wardrobes, and I want a bigger bed and all sorts in that room. So that room isn't being decorated for a little while, but this will go in it. So I didn't want those colours. I didn't think the orange and the red would really work that well. The blue I can fit in there, but I knew that I wanted to do the cats in a variegated. So I've been picking out some colours. Now what I did do was go on to 123 Stitch, because there's a companion piece for this one, and it's called Cat Lovers, and it's a Quaker style, but it's very similar, but the colours in it are much nicer. It's pinks, there's some blues, a little bit of green. But what I did was, if you go on 123 Stitch, it will tell you what colours you need for each chart, because I haven't got that chart yet, I haven't bought it. But if you go on there and look up the chart that you want, it will tell you what floss you need for it. So I wrote down a little list of what that uses, and then I pulled them out. And I don't know, I'm going to show you this now. Put it on the floss. Apart from my variegated, this, I don't think I can show you. This is basic. Right, I'm making a right hash of this, aren't I? Darcy, shush, you're not going out. So I picked out, this is, instead of the red, it's 3722. And instead of the orange, 152. And then these are actually the called for blues, so there's 3 of those. Dropping them all now. There's 931, 932 and 3752. So those are the blues, which are lovely. The greens, 471312, and then I picked out a grey, 318, for the bits that were brown in the chart, so like the tree branch and things like that, part of the cat tree. And then for the cats, I've gone for Weeks Dye Works Confederate Grey, which I think, well, because that's sort of variegated between sort of beige and grey, that'll be nice for the cats. So this is a new start I've got planned, and I might start this today. I might treat myself. We'll see. Maybe. But yeah, got myself all prepped. The only thing I've not done is prep the fabric. But to be honest, I'll just stick it in a Q-snap. It'll be fine. Sorry, I'm wobbling you. That's my foot. I do apologise. So yeah, that's that one to go on that fabric. Lovely. Can't wait to start that. Darcy, you're not going out. Are you going to come and say hello? Darcy likes whistling. I'm not very good at whistling. She particularly likes the Harry Potter theme tune. So. And here she is. You want to say hi? No? Why are you meowing? Are you meowing at the door? You're not coming out. I know it's not wet. Can't use that excuse. I have to come and supervise you though, because you're a thug and you'll jump the fence. Yes, this one went out unsupervised. My son left the back door open a few weeks ago. And we have a fence at the back that is at least 12 foot, if not even more, because we're built on a bit of a hill. So the neighbours' back gardens are actually higher up than ours are. And this one scaled the back fence, chasing a neighbouring cat. Poor Luna, who lives behind us, and she pinned said cat in its own garden. And she had to be retrieved. She wouldn't go back. So she's very naughty, aren't you? You're very naughty. My baby. You're very calm. Sit there. So yes, Mrs. Thug-a-lot. One of the others is actually in the room at the moment, but he's not that fussed about coming over, are you, Bailey? 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 You coming? No? No, I'm just going to lie here and watch. Oh, Darcy. That's not pretty. Right, haul. Carrying on. So, Michelle Bendy, she commented a couple of weeks ago about one of these. She's working with an Etsy shop called It's Charm School, which sell all sorts of lovely bits and bobs and needle minders and things like that. And she came across this, use my fabric again, one of these. This is a thread tucking needle. And she explained about if, like her, which I do sometimes, you play a bit of thread chicken and you get to the point where you've managed your final stitch, but you've got no thread left, or the tiniest bit of thread left, and you can't get it under your stitches because you just haven't got enough leeway or freedom. You can use one of these, and it's a a long sort of pair of needles that are together. I don't know if you can see that, but I can get my finger in between them. There. And what you do is you actually go under some threads at the back of your fabric. Sorry, cat fight going on. And then you open it up and you put the end of your thread in, and then you pull it through and it tucks it under the stitches for you. So this is brilliant. But yeah, I looked at It's Charm School. They're based in the States, and whilst it wasn't too expensive for one of these gorgeous little thread tuckers, they wanted about £13 in shipping, which I could not justify. So I had a quick look for UK sellers on Etsy, and I came across a company called Nuts About Needle Minders, and she'd got these in stock. So I chose the one with the cute little cat. That's sweet. And I also got myself another couple of needle minders while I was there. So the first one, I haven't even taken these out of the package yet, is a Grogu, the child, which my children went mad for when they saw it, and they want it, and I said, you're not having it, it's mine. Because when my fabric arrives from Crafty Kitten, which is paid for now, so I'm just waiting for that to come, I will be starting my Grogu piece. So I got him for that. It's so cute. And it comes with a gorgeous little cute button on the back. That's really sweet. And it wasn't expensive either, I think about £4 for this, which is lovely. And then I picked up another one, just to, you know, justify the shipping. It's a little bee. It says "Be kind," and it's metal. That one is. I think they both are actually. Yeah, both metal. Again with a little button on the back from Nuts About Needle Minders. I'll link the shop below. Here in the UK, very reasonably priced, quick shipping. And this one is for the blue flower quilting bee when I come to start that one. But I thought this would be nice on like spring ones or anything with flowers. So yeah, my spring sampler, this would work quite well on. So yeah, looking forward to using that. Hi, sorry about that. Bit of an interruption there. We're in a little crisis at home. The internet's gone, so I don't actually know when you're going to see this video, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get it uploaded later, depending on what they're doing. Apparently an engineer's coming out tomorrow morning to have a look. There's some external fault. It's on at the moment, but it keeps dropping in and out. So husband came down in panic. He'd been thrown out of a conference call. So I had to stop filming, and yeah, we're already talking. We've got no TV now, we've got no internet. It means children can't use games consoles when they come home from school. We're gonna have to talk to each other. Anyway, where were we? We were talking about haul. So changing my needle minds and everything. Just one last thing that I bought was a hoop. Just an 8-inch. This is an Ebelsy. Is that how you say that? Ebelesi? Oh, I don't know how you say it. But I just picked this up from Wool Warehouse when I placed a yarn order for all the yarn that I've been using. So yeah, I'm not a massive fan of hoops, but it does the job when you've got something small. So let's put that there. Right, so crochet. I've been had a big yarn delivery come. I posted that on my Instagram. Massive yarn delivery actually. It's huge, loads of balls of wool. And I've been working on some baby blankets that I've had requests to make. So the first one I'm going to show you, I think I've shown this before if I remember rightly. This is my little project bag. Who's it by? Nostalgia Knits. I got it. It was from Etsy. I had it as a present last year. So this is my muted rainbow ripple. And it's now at its length. My next job is to deal with those ends all the way along, and then put a border on it, and that one will be done. So absolutely gorgeous colours. This is made with Stylecraft Special DK in, what have we got? Let's do it the correct way out. Pale Rose, Vintage Peach, Clementine, Lemon, Spring Green, Lincoln, Duck Egg, Parma Violet and Mushroom. So those are the colours I've used in that one. I don't know if you're getting the right shades though. It's not quite showing up as true as it is. It looks a bit nicer in person. But loving that. Got to crack on with that one. And then I've started another rainbow. I've had a lady in the States wants me to make 3 rainbow blankets for her rainbow baby, which is wonderful. So this is the start of my next one. Backside. So this is my bright rainbow concoction. Also in Starcraft Special DK. And I'm coming up to halfway done on that one. So for this one I've used lipstick, clementine, lemon, bright green, aspen, turquoise, proper purple, magenta and fuchsia purple. And these are all on my Instagram, Little Grey Hook, and with the colours listed. So yeah, that one's coming along nicely. Working with these colours is just, oh, it's gorgeous. It's just so nice and bright and really makes me happy. And then the last blanket I'm working on at the moment is for a friend of mine who's having a grandson soon. And she's asked me to make a blanket for him, and she wanted a cozy stripe, which is what this is. Cozy stripe is rows of granny trebles and rows of, I say granny trebles, that's a UK term. It's granny double crochet in the US, and then a row of 2 rows of double crochet. In the UK we call this treble crochet, and these are treble granny clusters. And yeah, that's coming along nicely. It's in cloud blue and white in Starcraft Special DK. And yeah, I've not been on it very long. Just add a few rows in when I can. But that baby's due in May, so I need to crack on with this one. She also wants me to make a little cardigan for him. Obviously it's a boy. And I also finished out the cardigans that I was showing you last time. Gifted the little grey one to my my boss's son's new baby, which we're really pleased about. And then I've got the multicoloured one. I don't think it was here. Multicoloured one is actually available in my Etsy shop now, which is Little Grey Hook on Etsy. Excuse me. And that's available to purchase if you're interested at all. So I think apart from sort of plans, that's it. So plans for the next fortnight are I want to get some more of the Advent animals done. I want to start the patchwork of cats. I might start that today. I might treat myself to that start today because I need to start something today. And then I'll probably spin the Wheel of Fortune, what's it called, Tiny Decisions app, to choose what I'm going to work on next, because everything's been worked on now since when I last spoke to you. I'd gone through sort of half of my projects. I've gone through the other half of the projects now. So yeah, I'll give that a spin and see what it comes up with, and that'll determine what I'm going to work on, because I'm not joining in with any challenges or anything on Facebook, other than full coverage's year-long challenge, which is what the unicorn, that's what I'm using for the unicorn, the 42 in, it's 21 in 21, but because it's half stitch I've got to do 42 in 21 to get that finished. Well, it won't be finished, will it? No, I'm confusing myself. Yeah, because I've had to stop, I'm now a bit confused. Yeah, we had a funny incident a second ago. Bailey, my male ragdoll, was sat over there on a chair, and my husband went and sat next to him and started stroking him, and Bailey looked at me and meowed, and my husband was like, "What's he meowing at you for?" And he meowed at me again, and then turned around and bit my husband. He was trying to tell me that, "Mum, move him, I don't want him sitting with me," and yeah, then he bit him. Bless him. So I wanted to do a quick shout out. There's another stitcher here in the UK who's also at the beginning of her Flosstube journey. She started a very similar sort of time to me. I think she's got about 3 videos out now. And that is Sarah the Clumsy Stitcher. I'll link her channel below. Go and check her out, she's lovely. I think she's in Manchester, if I remember right, which is a bit north from me because I'm in Derbyshire. And she's got cats as well, and she's got a big cat tree in the corner of her room like I have here. You can't see it, but it's over there. And yeah, she showed us her fur baby in her latest video. Lovely little kitten, a baby little kitten Brody, because I'd love another kitten. Speaking of love another kitten, my son wrote me a Mother's Day card for yesterday, and in it said, I know you want another cat, so for your birthday I'm going to save my money and buy you another cat. Bless him, so cute. We would like another cat soon, but I'm not sure when that will be, because our breeder, she's just had a litter, but it was only one kitten. So we'll perhaps have to wait until one of her girls is ready again and see what comes out, because we'd like another boy. So we've got 2 girls and 1 boy. But yeah, other than that, nothing else happening. Hopefully I should be back here in a couple of weeks to see you again. I think what the date will be. If today's the 50th, it'll be at the end of the month, won't it? The clocks will have changed. Yeah, of course they will. Yeah, we'll be getting into, it'll be nearly Easter when I come back, which would be nice. Although the kids have 2 weeks off school. And just been back, and I'm gonna have 2 weeks off again. But yeah, we should start seeing some better weather and a bit warmer and everything, which would be great. So if you've got any questions you want to ask me, if you want to know where I got anything from, or anything's not clear, I'll put as much info in the bottom as I can. So I don't know when you're going to see this video. Yeah, the internet's gone off again. I can see it's red light. So yeah, I don't know. I suppose I'll just have to stitch all afternoon, because I don't need the internet to do that. But yeah, stay safe, guys. Be well, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye bye.